Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Venus.
Okay, everyone, welcome to the press conference for Venus Williams. Usual rules, if you'd raise your hand and state your name and organisation if you'd like to ask a question. We will kick off, Venus, just by asking you how it feels to be back.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back. It's nothing like the green grass at Wimbledon, so great times.
Okay. Bumi from Africa Today magazine.
Hi.
Okay. As a 7-time Grand Slam champion, did you see tennis differently now as a wildcard entry into Wimbledon?
I haven't really thought about it. I've done this for a very long time, so basically I'm a professional at this. That's basically it.
Any nerves?
Any nerves? I think there's always excitement. You know, sometimes that can be nervous excitement or just excitement, but just excitement all around for me.
David Law from the Tennis Podcast. I wonder, Venus, all those years ago when you first walked through the gates here, what did you think of the place? What memories do you have of it?
Oh man, it rained for 5 days in a row. So mostly I remember sitting in the lounge waiting to play. So I don't think it's ever done anything like that since, or probably before. So it was an interesting year to get started. But I think I played on court 1 the year it first opened, so that was really, really special as well.
How have you seen things change at the club over the years? And do you feel that it has sort of evolved into modernity in certain ways? And are there other ways in which you think it still could?
Yeah, the biggest change was obviously equal prize money for the women in 2007. That's the biggest, most important change. And then see an upgrade in the facilities. But places like this are so historic, you want to see that history, preserved as well. So all the changes are thoughtful and preserve the history of Wimbledon.
You're playing Ukrainian, Alina Svitolina, on Monday. It's a very difficult time for Ukraine and for Ukrainian players. How much sympathy do you have for her fellow countrymen and women, and what they've been going through the last 18 months?
I mean, war is a nightmare. So all we can do is pray for it to end quickly.
That's been tough for the Ukrainian players who've been on tour, I would imagine, over the last...
I can't even imagine what it's like at all.
Venus, you played 2 weeks ago. You beat Camila Giorgi. Did you surprise yourself a little bit? And what do you expect from the match against Svitolina?
Well, I work very hard as well as the rest of the players do. So when you work hard because you want a positive outcome. So that's why I put in the work.
Venus, you're obviously playing for yourself, but is there any sense that you're playing for a generation, maybe people who think, I can't perform, I can't be athletic after the age of 35? I mean, you're still doing it. Is there any sense of kind of carrying that torch for them as well?
No. Simple answer.
So what is your motivation then?
Well, there's really great insurance benefits on the tour, and I need those, so figure may as well keep going.
So are you saying you are still excited to play tennis at this level?
It's so much fun.
So much fun. How about so much fun without Serena? How about Serena?
Not as much fun.
You miss her on the tour?
Of course, yeah.
Venus, how would you describe the way your passion and pleasure in the sport has evolved?
It's not something I think about every day, but it's something that I've done my entire life. It's something that, I've reached a level that very few reach in life, in anything. So it's always appreciation because of that.
And how would you compare your feeling when you step on the court today with when you first walked on the court at Wimbledon?
Oh, I walked out with zero experience, and now I have so much more. So very different kind of feeling for sure.
And the pleasure?
The pleasure It comes long before you step on the court. The pleasure comes when you're in training. If you can't enjoy that, you're never going to enjoy the match.
You're going to be on the centre court on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The schedule came out?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Oh, cool. Let's do it.
Will you have any nerves at all, even after all your experience?
Nerves are normal. I don't feel nervous right now, so hopefully it will go right through to Monday, no nerves.
How are things with Serena right now? Do you know, uh, keep in touch with Serena?
Of course.
How are things with her?
She's awesome. She's doing great.
She's doing great.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
okay, okay. So I know you were out for some 6 months with hamstring. How about that? How was that?
A nightmare. And a terribly difficult rehab. I haven't played a lot of matches in the last few years, so, and not by choice. So I wanted to be here and I couldn't. So I just put my head down and put even more work in and got myself in a much better position, and that's life. And you got to deal with life, and I've dealt with my life, and most of the time I come out on top.
As a 5-time champion here, is Wimbledon so special that you come back only for this tournament, or do you anticipate maybe playing the US Open as well?
Well, these tournaments mean a lot to me, and the Grand Slams mean even the most to me, so it would be a privilege to play there. But at the moment, I'm very focused on this event. US Open is so far away right now, but my home slam is a beautiful moment for me.
You spoke a moment ago about the pleasure and how it begins on the practice court. What about the hunger and the competitive drive that you feel today? How would you describe it?
Well, you got to be competitive in this tournament, that's for sure. If you don't bring that, then that's probably the most important one to bring.
Have you thought about how you're going to evolve away from tennis in the next year, 2 years, 3 years? Have you planned that in your mind?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Do you plan to play to your 40s, 50s? Could you physically, do you think, mentally want to do that?
It's never been done before, so if there was one to try it, it would be me.
Serena obviously had a long layout at the US Open. We were all there watching Razzmatazz. Is that you? Is that the type of send-off you want? Or are you a bit more low-key, do you think, when you do announce it?
Well, like I said, if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. Or any of you.
Venus, what is your take on this period anxiety and dress code change? You ever thought about saying something about that?
No, I definitely have not thought about saying anything about
You
it.
ever thought about it? Did it happen to you?
Do a what?
This period anxieties and the change of dress code that Coco was talking about.
Oh, right
Yeah, the
on.
period
Right on.
thing.
Yeah.
Anything?
Oh, no, I don't have anything to say about that.
We've got time for 2 more quick questions, please. So, David at the back. and then-
Venus, yesterday there was a 50-year celebration of the WTA
Yeah.
with all the original 9 and players who started the Women's Tennis Association at the Royal Gloucester. You mentioned earlier on the equal prize money moment in 2007 here, and you were involved in that. You were part of that that process that led to that change. I just wondered, how you look back on that moment as part of your time here. You've won 5
Right.
titles, but you also were part of that achievement.
Yeah, the experience of being a woman is something you can only understand if you are one, and conversely, obviously, if you're a male. But there are different challenges that do come with that. And it was fantastic that the All England Club understood that challenge and rose to that occasion upwards of many, many years ago now, which I'm glad that so much time has passed since that moment. And there are still a lot of struggles for women in the workplace and in life around the world. But for sports to take that lead is so important because everyone watches sports. So that moment for me was incredible, and it's still like the best moment of my career.
Okay, Sorry, just one last question here, and then we'll have to tie it up. on
Venus,
that one.
I'm doing a piece on Strubber and her run here last year. She respects you so much. You practiced with her a lot. I'm just wondering, did you follow at all her run last year? And just what do you make of her making 2 snap finals?
Oh, I think who didn't follow her run last year here at the US Open? I was always rooting for her. She's a wonderful person and she'll open so many doors, and you can't limit people to opening doors just for a certain type of people. She's opening doors for everyone. And that's the one thing about me and my careers. I never wanted to be boxed. You can be an inspiration to every single person, man, woman, child, and that's what she is.
The WTA is evaluating the possibility of doing business in Saudi Arabia, perhaps having a tournament there. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that, and given that country's issues with human rights, women's rights, LGBTQ rights,
Right.
whether you think it's appropriate to...
I don't think I'm well versed enough on the politics to speak in a educated way, so I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay, guys, we'll leave it there.
Thank
you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you very much.